So I recently got myself a copy of Sonic Frontiers, and here's what I think of it. But before we get to that, if you didn't know, I'm a pretty big Sonic fan and I have been almost my entire life. I am not a super biased based Sonic fan or anything. I know there hasn't been any bangers in almost a decade. So when Sonic Frontiers was right around the corner, I tried my best to avoid any gameplay trailers, early copy reviews, so I could experience it and form my own opinion, because my opinion is the only thing that should really matter when I'm trying to enjoy a video game. So right off the bat, I was a bit underwhelmed with the cutscenes, but they were okay. Maybe it was just a PTSD from how similar they were to Sonic Forces. There was this scene in specific where Dr. Eggman gets sucked into this glitch world, and it's just so funny to me. Eggman really pulled just one of these. I don't know, it just felt like it wasn't intense enough. I wanted to hear more screaming, you know what I'm saying? Moving on, the pacing seemed a little fast, but overall, I was fairly invested. I was getting pretty hooked on the story. The game starts you off in a Green Hill type zone. Wow, who would've thought? It's not like they have been doing this for years or anything. No real complaints, just a quick zone to get used to the controls. After a quick tutorial, Sonic sees this little emo ghost girl that is helping Eggman, but she's not really against you or anything. She's just kind of there, sometimes talking shit. But then you find out that Amy is trapped, but you're not really affected. And when you free Amy, she looks a little glitchy, and you're not. And Sonic doesn't really think too much about it, and just keeps going. At this point, you're finally free to explore, and this is where things finally start to get interesting. So in this game, while you do have an open space to explore, you also have the ability to play traditional Sonic Boost formula levels. And these are what truly made the game really fun in my opinion. Area 1-2 has been by far one of my favorite levels in this game, and it's literally the second level. But the music, so in these levels you get challenges, and I always try to aim for an S rank. No, just to feel good about myself. And getting an S rank in the literal second level, it's a big challenge. After a little too many attempts and doing shit like this and like that, I barely got my S rank. Once you actually start on the open world area, Sonic feels really good to control, while he is still pretty slippery and can be too fast for his own good. I think the map design makes up for it. It is super fun to run around, hit all the rails, rings, rainbow rings. These are all very satisfying to hit. Game design still feels fairly linear. I wouldn't really label this as an open world. It's kind of a hybrid, I would say. In the first island, the game encourages to explore by collecting said character points around the island. Another motivator is these little checkpoints that help you review the entire map by completing puzzles for them. Also, I just automatically assumed that going up to Amy and giving her the hearts was, you know, a way to go through the main storyline. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you go collect these and then you go to Amy whenever you feel like it. You're free to explore anyway. But this one mission, I go up to Amy, I talk to her, and she's talking about how she wants this little Coco or whatever the things are called, and she wants to reunite, you know, with their lost love, or that they want to confess their love or something along those lines. And my thought process was like, whoa, is this one of the side quests? Because why the fuck is that your main concern?
Well, don't you worry. We'll reunite you with your lost love.
I would think we've got more pressing issues, but again, who am I to argue?
And I'm like, you know what? F it. And then I do this little mini game. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I guess that's how side quests work. And then all of a sudden, I just get a whole ass Chaos Emerald. And then Sonic starts busting it down. Excuse my voice for this next part. I'm pretty sick. Well, kind of. Right off the bat, you can see very easily its downsides.
What the hell? I just parkoured to my death. What is this?
One of the most annoying things that I had to deal with is the pop-ups and the shading on certain things. It's like Sonic just has the shortest render distance. Like, you go on Minecraft, you put that render distance up to 4, and that's literally what it is. Except you can kind of see, but you can't see it with nice full super textures. And I'm gonna make a comparison here, but it's not what you're thinking. I'm not gonna compare this to Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna compare this to his biggest competitor, Mario. I feel like the Sonic or the community as a whole should be holding Sonic up to a higher standard, up there with Mario, like Mario Odyssey. I'm sure everybody wishes Sonic would have the same treatment and the developers to polish out his game a bit more, but I feel like most of these issues can be overlooked. This might have, I don't know what's up with the development, I don't know anything about development, but the Sonic series does tend to push schedules in the developers, and they can never really get a game out whenever they want. Sonic 06 being a perfect example of a game that had potential, the passion, but it was ruined because of deadlines. Also, this may just be me, but I absolutely love Sonic's new moveset, which I know a lot of people really dislike. Comboing, dodging, and even parrying is something I feel Sonic needed. Because when you take a look back at Forces, enemies were not really a challenge. They were some of the dumbest AIs I've ever seen, and they were just placeholders, they were just there. So I feel like this was a nice change of pace. The Sonic series, the island's enemies are actually pretty fun to fight, and they fight back. So yeah, I don't understand why people are so nitpicky. Tedious or not, Sonic's skill tree should make up for it. So I think it's a dumb complaint. I like Sonic's. So now we're entering into some spicy spoiler territory. So Sonic's first boss is Giganto, as I like to call him. It's a massive ass Evangelion Titan robot that can move Sonic's ass in base form. So that's how you really need to know. He's strong. So in order to fight him, Sonic be like, oh shit, I can't fight him. So you gotta find all the Chaos Emeralds that are conveniently all scattered around the island, all 7 of them. At first I thought this was really dumb direction, but then you start getting into the lore. Sonic and Amy start talking about how the emeralds still have a lot of mystery and history that is unknown. And while some is documented, they've never seen someone use the emeralds in such fashion, in a way of storing them instead of trying to use them for power. I was pretty hooked on this, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what? This game has decent writing?
We've learned of other past civilizations who did too.
Yeah, but those groups tried to use them. And the stuff here seems all about containment.
So quick spoiler warning for those who haven't beaten the first island's boss. In the intro, I mentioned that I tried not to look too much into Sonic gameplay so I could experience it myself, but I did hear a lot about the first boss and how good it was going to be. I had high expectations. I knew it was going to be good, but I didn't know it was going to be this good. The game just hits you with an amazing vocal track, and you start kicking this dude's ass, and the game, you know, a little pop-up pops up. It's like, yeah, you take no damage or anything, because you're literally fucking Super Sonic.
That was so effective.